Well, good morning again, everybody. We were up, rise and shine at 4:30 a.m. Most of you were asleep. If you missed it, please go back and look at the cooperation from Stacey Wandra in the Michael Vaughn case. It is horrible. And when I say horrible, I mean it was horrible. When I get my wits about me, we will be doing part 2. A lot of people had been sitting on this information for a long time, but you have to respect the family. One family I will not respect, and that would be Billy, La Lazy, and all that were around when Quentin was murdered. Okay? Convicted, done, gone. The chick is in prison. She's done. She's gone. She's going to be there for a very, very long time. I don't think she can get parole for at least another 30, 40 years. Not long enough for me, but hey, if you know, you know. So glad everyone is here and having a good Wednesday. Shit, I've been up so early, I forgot what day it was. Well, shoot, we got to say hi to Mike. It's hump day. Give me a second. Jeez.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Whew, it's hump day. We're almost to the weekend. Hope everyone's having, all I can say right now is decent weather. But what do we have on? Today is Wednesday. I know someone in here named Just Me that just had a birthday that got a pair of hot pink pajamas. I wonder who sent those sexy things to her. On Wednesdays, we wear pink. Kyle, do you have your pink on? And Fundaski said she was making blueberry and chocolate chip pancakes. Yum. Youngest son's birthday is today. That sounds delicious. Dark Willow said she's got her pink on. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I know who can't sit with us and is not wearing pink today. She's either wearing black and white stripes today or she's wearing all orange. And when they say orange is the new black, that's only for people in the popo. So we're going to start before we get to the phone calls. We're going to talk about WTOC. Shay Schrader obviously gets the waha pat on the back for this, talking to Danny. I know a lot of people still say that Danny could have done it, but all the forensics and all the evidence proved it another way.
Like,
his favorite word was Danny. Danny. He was a very, very fun little one to be around. And I was just being myself and turned out to be Danny him as his favorite word.
what is it?
Well, he spent more time with him. Two Boston moms said Danny didn't do it. It's been proven in court. And it would have been a slam dunk. A slam dunk had they put other evidence out, like, oh, I don't know, Tybee Island. There's a lot of things they could have put out to where the jury wouldn't have been so confused when they were deliberating.
Like to still have the finger pointed at you, even knowing what we know now from what law enforcement provided, and now that she has been convicted of his murder.
Blame went straight to me from the beginning because of the fact that I was the boyfriend and people just didn't want it to be true that a mother could do that to their own child. The evidence that was presented in the trial is no doubt just purely overwhelming. Honestly, it's just overwhelmingly, you couldn't, I felt like there was no way that there was going to be a not guilty.
Youngkin admitted during Simon's trial to having been on drugs and alcohol the night that Quentin disappeared, but maintains he was asleep during the time that Quentin was murdered. He says as of now, he's 5 months sober and is still recovering from the traumatic situation. Now, my conversation with Youngkin was an hour long. We discussed so much more in this interview, including the origins of his relationship with Simon, what their relationship was like before the disappearance, and of course,
We know the origins. We know the origins. We hope Danny can stay clean. We really do. Because he's got a baby girl to take care of. And he gets wrapped up with this monster. And look what happened to him. I'm sure he's extremely upset. And imagine on your Tinder profile when you have to tell everyone this is the egg donor for your child.
Update tonight on the Leilani Simon trial, or on Leilani Simon, as the Chatham County mother heads to prison for killing her 20-month-old son Quentin and disposing his body in a dumpster. Simon has been transferred to the Arundel State Prison in Alto, that's near Athens.
We have a whole playlist on this. We did a whole show about how women are treated in prison. The gangs, the roaches, the dry beans, the white bread. I see these parents that gain a ton of weight and I wonder what is going on there. I see it. I'm just like, how can that happen? And Angel P said it right. When they were on the stand for sentencing, she said it was like a damn therapy session. They're all sitting there. Oh, Leilani, I should have taken care of your emotional needs, Leilani. Leilani, you was so smart. You was so smart in school, but then you started doing drugs under my roof at the age of 16 and started getting pregnant left and right and kept doing drugs under my roof. And we were supposed to feel sorry for this? What about Quentin?
She is serving a life sentence plus 10 years after that trial. Her defense team has filed an appeal in the case.
And for those that are still taken up for Billy, I will never understand it. I'm sorry, I will never understand it. Why do they continue to take up for Billy? This happened under her roof. Now, you're going to hear some things in these phone calls that are going to really make you upset. I'm telling you. Madam Secretary Christine Alaska said, I wish the prosecutor had been stronger. Me too. I wish he would have challenged the evidence. And I wish that the judge would have been stronger. I do. Two Boston moms. Brooks, is she getting the kids back? Last I heard, not a shot in hell, but you never know. You know how it is with, the head patting society. Oh, Billy's learned. Even though she's ruined all these children and a grandson died in her house, you just never know. Just when I think it can't get any worse, it does. Dark Willow said, me either, Brooks. That whole bunch are scumbags. Every damn one of them. All right, here we go. This is where she is talking to her mother. Of course, I'll put my own commentary in here. A lot of you have already heard this, but this is when the trial was going on. Listen to their scheming and scamming.
Time that I wake up on the weekdays to the time that I go to bed, and then the time I wake up again. And on the weekends, if I don't get my mind off of it, I'm going to drive myself crazy. This morning, before breakfast even came, I woke up with the thoughts of everything already on my mind. And I was like, oh my God, you know?
Boo-hoo. So she said, before breakfast even came, well, she's fed breakfast. Guess who doesn't get breakfast? Guess who doesn't get his Cheerios, his Pop-Tart, his pancakes, his waffles? Her son that she's convicted of giving the big M to. But I just wake up with all this on my mind. I wake up, you should. You're inside her body and her mind right now is her own personal hell that she created. Now listen to Billy.
We'll see.
I'm just, everything in my body hurts. So I talked to my psychiatrist again tomorrow.
I know the feeling. Just like I know every time I eat, I feel nauseous, like I'm on the verge of throwing up.
Okay. Billy is nauseous. Every time Leilani, La Lazy, gets some food from the prison, good morning, Jinbug, she feels nauseous like she's going to throw up. Now let's go back to during the trial. That agent for GBI said she found fresh vomit in Quentin's pack and play and a bunch of Cheeto dust stains all around it. Okay? We heard the forensic anthropologist explained, if you break a bone, let's just say I crack my wrist right now. I'm alive. I'm not dead. I'm alive. Your body instantly starts trying to heal it. Okay? The bones that weren't trying to heal were on his head. She knocked him in the head. Of course, he became nauseous. She laid him in that pack and play. He kept puking and puking and puking. She scooped him up, took him to the vehicle, and tells Danny she's going to get rugs. She drove around with little Quentin, went to see the rug dealer, went and got her a couple tall boys from the convenience store. But we're supposed to feel sorry for her and Billy. Because Billy was just doing the best she could do to try to help Leilani. Shut up.
Especially when I'm at court. Which is why you probably noticed it, but my attorney brings me little snacks here and there because they told him that I wasn't eating, and he didn't like that.
Who told him who?
The officers told my attorneys that I wasn't really eating or whatever, so now that's why he gives me little snacks here and there. Like, he'll bring me something like a cough drop or a mint or something to stuff on, or a piece of candy or a cracker or two or something throughout the day. Because he didn't like the fact that I wasn't eating. I was like, well, I mean, like, I was like, it's not that I don't want to eat. Don't get me wrong. I feel nauseous. Yeah. So, yeah. DA got mad at me.
Well, so I seen that where.
No. If you look at her before jail pictures and her after jail pictures, she's been eating. Okay? She's been eating. She's 2 tons of fun. And I don't mean in a Danny, Bubba, or Zach way. She's been eating. I'm sure she was nauseous. But she didn't have the spine to get on that stand and talk to that jury and tell them what happened.
Because you were talking to your attorney and he tried to make it out to be like you were.
Like I was mouthing to the witness.
Yeah.
That's what he tried to make it out to be like, but I wasn't. But he got mad at me because he didn't like what I said, or I guess, or I don't know. I think he really just didn't like the fact that the court PD picked it up. But I was like, I have all rights to communicate my observations and opinions to my attorneys. It's not like I mouthed it to the jury or that I mouthed it to the witness. No, I leaned over to my attorneys and whispered to them, which is what I was told to do, to either write it down or whisper to them. That's what I was doing.
I almost feel like court TV is purposely picking up.
They could try to get me to do an interview.
They're purposely picking up what they're doing.
They what?
I said I feel like they're purposely doing it.
Oh no, they definitely are. They definitely are. They're extremely biased. If you ever watch all their shows, Mom, they are very much so against every defendant in every case in every court. They're doing it on purpose. That's the whole reason why they have the camera right in front of me. I mean, Mom, I mean right in front of me.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason for that, to catch these little things. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit there and hold back my communication with them because I mean, my attorneys needed to know.
What you should do is pick that notebook up when you have something to say and put it over your mouth before you speak to your attorney.
Yeah, I think I started doing that with my hands after that. But, like, he was like, the DA was seriously mad at me. He's like, she's furrowing her brow like she didn't do this. No, I was furrowing.
Yeah, the DA was mad, and he flat out said, if she's going to mouth things like that, put a piece of paper up. We watched the whole trial. He said, or she can take the stand. She can get up there and speak for herself. She wouldn't speak to anybody. She wouldn't speak to anyone. She didn't care. She just wanted everything to be pinned on Danny, and she could go about her life, get a new boyfriend, continue doing rugs at her mom's house, and probably have another baby.
Furrowing my brow because he was making it seem like I had said this to the witness. That was not true.
Yeah.
That's what he made it seem like to the judge. That was not true. I even wrote down
Think about me looking at you in court.
Huh?
Think about me looking at you in court, and your attorney said I was trying to look at her notes.
Look at what notes? What?
Her and in juvenile court. Whenever I was staring at you, looking at your hair, your hands, your skin, your everything, just looking at you to make sure you were okay. And she said that I was looking at her notes.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I mean? That was so far from the truth. For them saying that I brought my phone in because I was trying to record the proceedings.
Yeah, it's habit nowadays. I understand that, you know. But
I mean, that wasn't true. You know what I mean?
It wasn't, and they're just trying, like, they take these little things and their own interpretations of it. And I was really confused when he was, because to me, the reason why I even furrowed my brow, I knew what I said, but I knew
that. Or the judge.
Yeah, I knew that I did. Huh?
Yeah, the judge. Whenever
I was just saying that I knew I didn't mouth it to the jurors or the witness, so there was no reason for the DA to get mad. Now, if I had done that to them, to the witness or the DA, or the jurors, I could understand that. You know, the only person I mouthed anything to was to Paul after he got off the witness stand and was excused. All I said was, love you, and he said it back.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Paul whispered back to her, I love you. I don't think I would have it in me to say that back to her. And big thanks to Phone Calls from Prison for getting these, because it shows us all that even though she was under the gavel, she still has not learned her lesson. Oh, I'm just so nauseous, I can't eat. Well, I'd have a problem eating too, knowing I couldn't imagine doing this, knowing what I did to my beautiful little baby, and that I'm going to spend my natural life in jail. Yeah. Are we supposed to really feel sorry for her? No, I can't. And Billy's sitting there sympathizing with her. Why doesn't she sympathize as a grandmother? Hey, look, this isn't some high school friend. As a grandmother, why doesn't she sympathize with Quentin and just say, listen, I need you as my daughter to get better? You know, learn a few things while you're there, do your classes, work in the laundromat, learn how to make shoes, whatever, license plates, all that stuff. But you're going to have to pay for what you did to baby Quentin. You can't ignore the evidence.
And like I said, I waited until after he got off the witness stand and after he was excused from that subpoena, meaning that he wouldn't be called back in. That's the reason why I did it right then, when he was already walking out and was excused. So, I mean, if he wanted to say anything about me mouthing anything to a witness, that would have been the thing to say.
Yeah.
So he was really mad.
Wow. I feel like, you know, I know, look, I've learned that a lot of people that said that they were my friends, they weren't.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to the house and try to portray that they were concerned and cared for us, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this for Billy. She said she was getting a lot of calls, people coming by the house, checking on her, people that she thought were her friends. Well, they're not. They're into what I call death porn. They want to be part of the case. They want to be on the inside. They don't care about Billy. And I can give you a list of people that swore they just thought Billy was the bee's knees. I'm not trying to cross cases, but I'm telling you right now, this same thing, Billy's attitude and what she's talking about, how she thought she had friends and now she doesn't, is going to happen to Seth Rogers. One day, no one's going to answer his calls. No one's going to be sending him food. No one is going to be, hey, how you doing? 500 times a day. That is what's going to happen. He doesn't get it. He shouldn't get it because he's never been down this road before. But I have seen it over and over and over and over in these cases. The first one I saw it with, and this was just following things on Facebook, was Shanann Watt's parents. They got dropped like a bad habit. Then the Netflix series came out and they were popular again. Then they got dropped again. Then I saw it with Gannon Stout's mother. She had friends coming out the ears. We'll do anything for you, Landon. We'll do anything. We'll do anything. That happened to Billy. Like she said, well, I thought I had friends. Well, I don't. No. Don't get me wrong. People care. They do. But they're not going to care 500 times a day. And the people that cared for Billy, it was for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I said it. Well, hello, Captain Kurt Reacts. Where have you been?
I got a message from somebody, and I think you know them. I think we both know them. James, is that Popeye?
That's Scooter.
Huh?
That's Scooter.
Who?
Scooter.
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 Yeah, Scooter. Who's?
Nebraska?
Yeah, he said that he wasn't in Nebraska anymore and that he was in Indiana. That was the only reason why I was like, well, maybe I know this person. But I don't remember Scooter.
It's Scooter. You know my friend?
The one who used to say cool as a fan?
Yeah.
Okay, see, yeah, I for some reason it wasn't hitting on me or whatever. So I was like, who is this person? Like, I knew that as soon as he said that, you know, that I'm not in Nebraska anymore, I'm in Indiana, that was like, okay, I probably know this person, because why would they say that to me if they didn't know me?
Yeah.
You know, but I could not place this person. I was like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
He said he tried to send me.
There are 60 seconds remaining.
He said he tried to send me a care package, but there was something going on with his card. I mean, I don't know if you have communication with him, but tell him that if he wants to send me anything, a book or money in my book is all that I need.
Okay.
You know, because I don't know what the care package is, but some books or money on my books are the only things that can really help in this situation.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too, Leilani.
I love you too, Leilani. Does Billy not realize that she's being played by her daughter? I love you. He was going to send me a care package. Yeah. We've heard jail phone calls from Susan Smith. A guy was selling his house. And was going to put all the equity in so that when Susan got out, she would be with him and would have money. Ridiculous. Jinbug said, I can't stand either of them. They both don't care about poor sweet Quentin. That's the thing. Neither of them in this call mentioned Quentin one time. Interesting to me, though, is when she says, I'm glad they didn't get that last phone call from us. Everything's recorded. So what were Lilazy and Billy Ho trying to come up with? This is during the trial. And you're exactly right, Wist. Hints about needing money and then says, I love you. I need money. Oh, and I love you. Then you hear Billy, I love you too. Really? Who loved Quentin?
They'll be okay. At least this part of it's almost over with, I think.
Oh, it won't be over with until
Yeah.
There are 15 seconds remaining.
Just try to keep your head up. Try to keep your head up and keep to a routine. Keeping to a routine has helped me a lot.
Yeah, I tried to. I just want to go home. I just want to go home and get home and not empty all the stuff at the store. And I haven't done any of that. I haven't.
Goodbye. Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Leilani, Simon.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. You may begin speaking now.
So, I got some questions.
Huh?
I got some questions from today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they signed a warrant for who?
Oh, for one of the drug dealers. He didn't come to court for his witness thing.
Okay, and what does that mean for him?
Why are we worried about the drug dealer? You got Billy going, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. Good morning, Jody Blonde. I just want to go home, lay in her own bed. Who knows? And she's like, oh, yeah, they got a warrant for the drug dealer, but he didn't show up. Billy goes, well, what does that mean? Let me tell you what it means. Billy's worried because she was buying shit from him too. And had he got on the stand, he would have said, like mother, like daughter. I know them all. That's exactly what he's going to say. Why would Billy be concerned if someone is going on the stand to help her grandbaby, Quentin? Why would Billy care? This is for Quentin, right? Ridiculous.
They'll arrest him and he'll get a 10 or 20 day contempt of court charge. That's all it is. It was a witness something warrant. It was a witness arrest warrant because he was subpoenaed as a witness and said he would be there, and then didn't. Actually, he showed up yesterday, but left before they called. They both did, and then one came out today. The other one didn't. The one that didn't has an arrest warrant.
I want to know why they thought it was so important to hide their identities.
Because they're drug dealers.
So what?
That's what I
You
said.
chose that life.
That's why I didn't have an objection to it. My attorney asked me, "Do you have an objection?" I said, "No. I mean, they're not a minor. They're not undercover agents. I was like, "No, I don't have an objection to it." So.
Yeah, but why?
And
why?
then,
I mean,
and then they didn't give the DA. He didn't give the DA what he wanted. The DA wanted to try to imply that for the 10 minutes I was there that night, I was having relations with him. I wasn't. I don't even think he was there. And he said he wasn't there, but I mean, I don't know. There was like 4 of them I dealt with. It wasn't just one person.
Liar, liar, pants catching on fire big time. Your pants are more on fire than the state of California right now, Leilani. We saw the trial. We know how long you were there. And when you were swapping your ass for rugs, Quentin was dying in that car, in that vehicle. We heard everything at the trial. Billy's like, well, why do they want to save their identities? Why do they want to do that? Because they're rug dealers. She's, oh, what's that matter? You mean you don't want your sources out there, Billy? And Billy's got some nerve even suggesting that she wants to get custody of those babies again. She already failed with her own kids, and she failed with her grandkids. And she's got some nerve suggesting she's going to sue DFACS in Georgia. They should sue her. You know why? Because they made it clear that Leilani was not to be around Quentin or Zane. The document said the maternal grandmother knew or should have known that Leilani was unfit. Leilani told investigators that her mom, Billy, just signed the paperwork and just gave the kids back to her. We saw that bedroom full of Doritos bags and dirty diapers and all kinds of shit. Well, that's exactly what happened. Billy didn't care. She's charging him rent. Then she tries to evict him. Danny said on the stand, he knew there was going to be an issue finding somewhere to live. Newborn baby, 2 toddler boys.
but what does it matter if you did?
I don't know. Just, Mama, they don't have the evidence that they want, so they're just trying to make me look bad, character-wise. That's all they're doing.
Oh, I don't like them. I don't like the way it's all going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I told my attorneys. I was like, well, I mean, if they're going to charge somebody of this, why not just give it the proof instead of trying to add this in? All they're doing is trying to get the jury to look at me in a prejudicial way. That's all they're doing. Mama, they haven't said anything different than what's already been said 2 years ago.
I don't know. I've learned a lot of stuff different. I didn't know that you were out in the night. I didn't know that I didn't know a lot of stuff, Leilani.
I learned a couple of things, but that's about it. Like Daniel claiming to have seen the kids at 3 a.m. when he got up to feed Sky, and it's changing that. I didn't know about that until he testified. And then he told him that I told him to say it.
How could you not know your own life? Okay, so at this point, I got a tad bit of respect for Billy. She goes, I didn't know that you were out that night. I didn't know until the trial that you were out driving around. Now, and she's like, well, and I didn't know that Danny got up to check on Sky, and then he said, I told him to say it. You probably did. Hang on one second. Trishy said, did this call happen after the baby's remains were found? Yes. This is from during the trial, October 22nd, 2024. That's the gall she has. All the evidence is in. They're not digging up new stuff. They're ready. They're locked and loaded. They're ready to show this to a judge and a jury. They're ready. But her saying, oh, they're just trying to make me look bad. Hold on. This isn't about looking bad. This is about the murder of a defenseless baby. So at one point, it seems like Billy is actually putting some things around in her head. But that squirrel on that wheel, don't turn too fast.
And then the 6 a.m. thing, I don't know. It's just so much that don't make sense, even now.
Well, I do understand that I am on the witness list. Did you know that?
Your name's not on there.
That's not what Shay from WTOC said.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Your name's not on there. As far as I know, you've been subpoenaed, but you are not on that witness list. I've seen the witness list today. I did not see your name on there. And they read out the witness list to the jury while we're doing selection, and your name wasn't on there.
Well, I don't think that the drug dealers' names were on there, were they?
No, but they were added in later, and that was voiced out in the courtroom. They weren't subpoenaed either. So they subpoenaed them this past weekend, served the subpoena, spoke to them, and then added them to the jury list yesterday.
Okay. Help me with this, my friends. Okay, so Billy's like, I'm on the witness list. I was subpoenaed. She's like, well, you're not on the witness list. You might have got a subpoena, but doesn't mean you're on the witness list. That means, do they want to use Billy or not? Billy may not be a good witness. I think they actually made a good decision there. Then she goes, well, what about the rug dealers? She's more concerned about her sources than her grandson. Think about that. She is more concerned about if the rug dealers come to court than anything else. She brings it up several times. Listen to this again. Well, what about the drug dealers?
You are not on that witness list. I've seen the witness list today. I did not see your name on there. And they read out the witness list to the jury while we're doing selection, and your name wasn't on there.
Well, I don't think that the drug dealers' names were on there, were they?
No, but they were added in later, and that was voiced out in the courtroom. They weren't subpoenaed either. So they subpoenaed them this past weekend, served the subpoena, spoke to them, and then added them to the jury list yesterday, spoken out because my defense had to know. And they're saying nobody has mentioned you being added to it.
I just want to protect our family, Leilani.
Yeah, I said there's been no mention.
I just want to protect our family, Leilani. I just want to protect our family. Are you seriously trying to protect your family, or are you trying to protect your rug sources? She mentions the dealer, the warrant, the witness list, all of that. Why does she mention any of that more than, I'm going to go ahead and say it, her daughter's well-being and the death of her grandchild? And do not forget, Billy now has 2 children in jail for murder. 2. But she keeps bringing up the drug dealer. I guarantee old Billy was sweating bullets, wondering if that guy was going to get up there. And then that would drag her to the stand. I'm telling you. I'm just worried about my family, Leilani. I'm just worried about my family. Hold on. You have a son in jail for murder. You have a daughter in jail. on trial for murder. You've lost all your kids before, Billy. You have a grandbaby, a beautiful grandbaby that was murdered in your own home. But you're just worried about your family? Can somebody help me with this? Can someone help me? Jinbug did. She's like, if you're worried about your family, Quentin would still be here. That says it all. All Billy had to do was what the courts told her. And it was a simple thing. You keep your daughter away from Quentin and Zane. And we're working on getting Sky removed. But she wasn't going to do it. Nope.
Of you being added to it, and that's because your relationship and my relationship have been deemed inadmissible. So I mean, if you want to call the DA, Tim Dean, and be like, Shay said this, is it true?
I did call about Quentin.
What'd they say?
They said that after trial, they'll get in touch with me.
All right.
Because I had my attorney put an official letter in, because I don't want the state to try to do some crazy messed up stuff like them bury him or whatever the state does with remains. I don't want that to happen. He needs to come home.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing like that, but I know they say he should be released here.
You haven't heard it, Leilani, because it's a lie. Okay? Your mom is lying to you. Billy doesn't have an attorney. Her only legal counsel is people she buys drugs from and share from Voices Behind the Wall. The rocks she leans on are as bad as her. There's no attorney. Hence why Leilani, she said she wants her brother to have Quentin's remains. What really irks my nerves is that Leilani actually had the nerve to want someone, it would be a foster parent, to bring Zane and Sky to her in jail to visit. What a way to grow up. What a way to grow up.
I still don't think I got this stuff right.
What other questions? You said you had questions. What other questions? Like, as far as I know, you haven't been added to the witness list, so.
Why? Hello?
Hello?
Membership team here. Perfect. I would speak with you. Now, is this about the my Dermia or Drum or whatever the hell that space stuff is? This is for the skincare product. I do not want the skincare product. I was talked into it. I kept telling y'all I didn't want it then. Y'all keep charging my card. I told you that last month. Take me off of it. There's nothing to talk about. It's only a cancellation. You told me it wouldn't be no problem, but now it seems like there's a problem because.
Oh, this is the best. She's talking to her daughter in jail. She gets a call because she charged some skincare products to her card. She's like, it's cancellation. That's how important Leilani is to her. I got to hear this again. That's a skincare product. So she used the shit up and she's like, no, I'm canceling. She got her 30-day trial. This is the best. Way to go, Billy. Can we have a round of applause for Billy? Because she's got her shit in order. Please. That is awesome. Exactly, Stillwaters. BMG calling. We want our damn CDs back. I still owe Columbia House I used to get like 10 CDs for a penny. I mean, hell, they made a deal with a 14-year-old. Had an awesome CD collection. But listen, Billy's not having it. Somebody beeps in as she's talking to her daughter who's on trial for her grandson's murder. And she's bitching about her skincare collection. This is the greatest. Way to go, Billy.
Dermia or Drum or whatever the hell that space stuff is.
This is for the skincare product.
I do not want the skincare product. I was talked into it. I kept telling y'all I didn't want it then. Y'all keep charging my card. I told you that last month. Take me off of it. There's nothing to talk about. It's only a cancellation. You told me it wouldn't be no problem, but now it seems like there's a problem because now I've gotten 2 more charges on my card from y'all on a product that I'm not using. So please, stop my card. There's nothing else for us to talk about. Do not charge me. Do not send me product. Thank you.
Woo! You know how to tell them, don't you, Billy? My goodness. I can see Billy thumbing through the Finger Hut catalog right now. Oh, my goodness. And I'm going to say right now, Billy does need skincare. She does. She does. But she stopped in the middle of talking to her daughter, who is on trial for her life for the murder of her grandson, and she wants to fight with the skincare people. Was old Billy trying to get ready for her moment on the stand? I'm going to get all the good creams. I'm going to get... What? I mean, what was she thinking? Get the oils, maybe get my eyebrows threaded a little bit, get some injections so I look more sympathetic to the judge. Sure, Billy, we'll buy it. Looks like I guarantee her credit card's still getting charged for that shit too.
All right, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I ain't hear nothing.
She goes, oh, I'm sorry. Leilani goes, because she knows her mom has been spending money on skincare. It's getting charged to her stepdaddy's credit card, and she don't have no beefaroni and Diet Mountain Dew. You're out there getting skincare, and I'm sitting in this. I'm a pig in slop, and that's what you're doing?
Said today at all, and your name hasn't been on the list from the beginning, so I don't know where that came from.
I'm just saying that's what they said. Yeah, she's just been she just kind of gives me a heads up a little bit. Like we don't discuss anything, but like she'll give me a heads up of like what's supposed to happen that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, like
the whole thing about you being a witness, and that from the time that I was in there today and I looked at the witness list again, and I asked about Craig and Tim or whatever, you have not been added. They would have had to announce that in court, because you're not being on the...
Let's talk about this for a second. Why would either of them be intimidated in any way, shape, or form by Billy being a witness? Is it because it would open Billy up to prosecution because she did not do what the court commanded her to do, which was to keep Zane and Quentin away from Leilani? Is it because she's a hothead and might say something like she has said on the news? Sometimes she does real good and sometimes she does real bad. They're more concerned about Billy and the drug dealer on the stand than anything else. Wow. And I bet La Lazy could barely take a shit after this phone call. For one, knowing she's got no money in her kiosk. 2, her mom is buying skincare. And 3, her mom is sitting there worried about the damn drug dealer. Who introduced who to who? They would have brought up the eviction. They would have brought up a lot of things that would have put Billy in a horrible light. The eviction would be enough, at least in the state I'm living in, to put Billy in a big old thing of hot water. But people still say Billy's been going through too much.
The witness list, it would have to be announced in court so my defense would have time, if they wanted, to interview themselves.
I have kept myself. Leilani, I'm afraid to go to the store. I'm afraid somebody's going to take a picture of me, and I'm afraid because I want to protect them babies. All of them.
I know. That's why I haven't stopped saying the kids' last names. It's like, I mean, nobody would seem to be worried about that. I said something to my attorneys and had them handle that situation.
Well, honestly, I mean, at this point, changing their first names would be too much, but I do want to change. And because they're little, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think we should change names, Mama. That's who they who they are.
That's right, but I do want to change their last name.
I think that's just who they are.
You want to change their last names to what? Now, I do remember during the trial where they did request to quit using the kids' last names. Listen, Quentin Simon is a murdered little boy. Why can't he have his name? Zane probably witnessed a lot of things in that house. Sky, you think her dad is going to let them change her name? When they get older, they might. But Billy is acting like she wants to change their names in hopes she gets custody of them. And it's a sad day in Georgia when your daughter who's on trial for murder tells you that's a dumbass idea. That's who they are. But no, not all Billy. Oh, Billy's trying to hide, my friends. Billy is trying to hide. She said she's scared to go to the store because people will take pictures of her. But she goes back onto this, I'm just trying to protect those babies. I'm trying to protect those babies. Okay. Call Instacart. She keeps this crutch of the grandbabies, but that's not going to work for me because she knew, she was told, it was in writing. It was a legal document, not a suggestion, not a, hey, Billy, you might want to think about this. It was a, you are not to let your daughter around your grandsons. Youngkin said, like how you failed to protect Quentin, Billy? Yep. Rock on. Exactly.
Yeah, but I still want to change their last name just for the sole purpose of going to school, meeting new friends, you know.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't think we should.
I don't think their first or middle name should be changed, but I do think their last name changed. I think they, you know, my purpose is not to try to take that away from them. I want them to know their family. I want them to know who their fathers are. I want them to know who they are. My thought is going to school, meeting new friends. You know,
and I see where you're coming from, but I don't think kids their age are gonna really know.
No, but their parents. It's their parents. It's their parents that'll show them, you know, be different with them or not allow their kids to hang out with them because of who they are. It's not the kids. It's their parents.
Oh no, I think this should be thought about some more. I mean, like at first I was all.
Right, this is just what's on my mind right now. It could change. I mean, every day my thoughts are changing.
So what do you want to change their last names to? Children that you don't have custody of. Children that are with the state of Georgia currently. What do you want to change their last names to? Do you think Howell has a better ring to it? Do you think if someone looks up Zane Howell and sees he is somehow related to Leilani. They're not going to put it together. She's like, oh, it's their parents. They're not going to let them play with the kids. Miss me with that shit. People are nicer than what Billy thinks. Too bad Billy is not that nice. What would the last name be? What name are you going to pick?
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, I think I would think more about it because, like, I don't know. In my mind, I think the kids should have a say whether they want their last name changed.
I think you should. I think yours should be too.
Yeah, I know that too, but I mean, and even if I go to prison, I want to get my name changed because that'll offer some sort of protection there.
Yeah, I agree. I want you. I think you should be.
But that's my decision. And like I said, I think the kids, and I wish they were older because of my opinion on this, should have the same choice.
I get that, but they're young, and it's not the other kids that I'm trying to protect them from. It's their parents.
The kids' parents. And Leilani, yeah, I'm going to change my name too. I'm going to change my name too. Listen, Cupcake. You're in prison right now. You have no friggin' rights except for a cot and 3 hots. That's all you got. That's it. Leilani, you did not allow Quentin to get older. Yeah, I'm going to change my name too. You think none of those prison guards are going to say, oh, well, that was Leilani Simon. Y'all have seen her walking around, but just forget that. She looks the same, but her name now is Jennifer Aniston. So we're all going to pretend like she's here doing that show 60 Days In. No. They already know who they are, and no one's after those babies. The only one that was after the babies was Leilani, and she's in jail for it. Convicted.
Yeah, and I get that.
It's the mean people in the world that'll teach their kids, oh, you can't be friends with that one. Let me tell you that,
So I'm thinking
them being treated like they're just automatically bad seeds. They're not bad seeds.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, how about I have a compromise of something maybe you and I can both agree on when it comes to this. If you get them, change their names. But when they're old enough, tell them what their original last name is and all that, and ask them if they want to go back to that.
Yeah, I want them to have that choice. It's up to them.
Yeah,
but ultimately, I just want to
just to have a choice to represent and feel a part of the other part of their family.
Leilani, I have no intentions of
don't get me wrong, because like Mama, don't get me wrong, because like I really despise Keith, Elizabeth, and Daniel, and Daniel's mom, and just I all of them. But I think the kids should eventually
finish listening to what I'm saying.
There are 60 seconds remaining.
You're going to have to call me back. They should let you.
Yeah, no, I'll be able to call you back. I have my whole time.
Okay. Well, personally, I feel that the kids should grow up not having a bias feeling either way about any of their parents. Yeah. I feel that they should learn even about their brother through counseling, through somebody that is not emotionally involved.
Yeah.
I feel that.
That's a great idea, Billy. That's a great idea. Have Zane and Sky be around people that are not emotionally involved. Don't talk about Quentin. Don't talk about their brother. When they get adopted, they will probably have different last names given. Not emotionally involved. Well, who on this phone call is not emotionally involved? There's only 2 on the phone call, and that's Billy and Leilani. Gotta change their names. Why didn't Billy change her name? Why didn't she dye her hair? Why didn't she find a wig and put a mustache on? I can't go to the store. I can't go to the store because I'm worried about these parents. I'm scared. Change your hair. Drive a different car. Why don't you change your name? You think when they get older, they're not going to have, I can't say this about Sky because she was a baby at the time. She's older now. Zane's going to remember. When they get adopted, at some point, they're going to open up a phone, a laptop, an iPad, get on a computer, and they're going to put in Quentin Simon. And they're going to say, oh, well, that's her brother. Wow. Zane will certainly remember. Go and change your names. Leilani, I need you to change your name. What are y'all doing? You going to Venezuela? What are you doing? Leilani try to do some sort of Shawshank in there and she's going to dig herself out of the jail. It's not going to happen. Give those kids a chance. You fucking freaks.
That way, then they can learn how to cope and deal with what they really feel instead of trying to cope and deal with what somebody else has told them to feel and them not being able to understand the difference.
I get that. I'm just at this point when it comes to thinking about names, I'm thinking that maybe
There are 15 seconds remaining.
somewhere between the ages of 10 and 12, they should be given the option.
Whenever they get old enough to, you know what I'm saying, it really depends on the kid and where they are mentally and what age is appropriate for them.
That's why I said 10 or 12, because I mean...
Goodbye. I love you. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm struggling so hard because I don't know how to be your mom. I don't know how to hold you. I don't know how to be there. No.
Oh, the holding me thing might have to wait a while. My attorney thinks that I probably won't get convicted of murder. He said he's not sure of concealing a death because they don't have a time of death, so they can't say that he was gone when I left the house.
Okay. This upsets me to no end. Listen to her. My attorney said I'm not going to get convicted of murder. They're happy with this. Listen to this. They're happy with this.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm struggling so hard because I don't know how to be your mom. I don't know how to hold you. I don't know how to be there. No.
Oh, the holding me thing might have to wait a while. My attorney thinks that I probably won't get convicted of murder. He said he's not sure of concealing a death because they don't have a time of death, so they can't say that he was gone when I left the house. Well, you know.
They can't say he was gone when I left the house. No, you went to see your rug dealer and you drove around until he was way past the point of return. How many hospitals did she pass on the way when she knew she had hit him in the head, when she knew he was throwing up in the pack and play? The agent from GBI said that was fresh vomit. Anyone in here ever been hit in the head, have a concussion, anything like that, and it instantly makes you nauseous? Again, no accountability. She was waiting until he stopped crying. She was waiting until he stopped moaning. She was waiting until he was not responsive. Then she went to the trailer park and put him in the dumpster. But now we're playing what's called schematics, where she is just waiting for some little loophole in the law or one person on the jury not be able to make up their mind to get her out of there.
No, for a fact. He said he's not sure about that one. I'll probably get some false statements. So he says that I had the Fifth Amendment right, not to incriminate myself. And he said most of my false statements is about drugs. So, I mean, which is true. So, if I get convicted of any false statements, I'll probably have probation for a couple of years or something like that.
I'm No, Casey Anthony got 8 years. Casey Anthony got 8 years. And she lied about the whole, she said she was working at Disney World. She never even had a job there.
Well, no. What I heard about Casey Anthony is hers were like a lot.
You're seriously giving your daughter who's on jail for murder hope by comparing her to Casey Anthony? And that whole travesty was because of Jeff Ashcroft, because he aimed way too high. He wanted the death penalty, nothing else. And when he went to Jose Baez and said, we'll do second degree, Jose Baez said, no. First degree, because he knew they couldn't prove it, and you want the death penalty. Of course, the jury, in hindsight, is going to say, you can't prove first degree murder. But she would be in jail, Casey Anthony, if they'd gone with second. She would. She would have gotten life in Florida. But what kind of parenting is this? When Billy Ho is talking to Leilani, saying, well, if you look at the Casey Anthony trial, I mean, she lied to the police too. She said she was working at Disney. She said, Universal Studios, get your crime straight, okay? This is sickening, my friends. These are the people we're dealing with.
So he said most of my false statements about drugs. So, I mean, which is true. So, if I get convicted of any false statements, I'll probably have probation for a couple of years or something like that.
No, Casey Anthony got 8 years. Casey Anthony got 8 years. And she lied about the whole, she said she was working at Disney World. She never even had a job there.
Well, no. What I heard about Casey Anthony is hers were like a lot different. Most of my false statements are, all right, she came out about coke here. She finally came out of perks here. She finally said that she went to this place in order to get the drugs and did this. Like, this, all of it's pretty much the same thing, just over a course of time. So they think that they'll probably just break it down to like 3 or 4 charges for false statements.
I feel like, I hope he's right, but I feel like with the severity of the case, period.
I hear you.
If they can't get you for what they want to get you for,
they want to get me for they want to get me for murder. They don't even care about everything else. They want to get me for murder.
No,
but my attorney literally said that they can't. So,
no shit, they want you there for murder. You're not on trial for jaywalking. Yes. Yes. We have talked about that just this morning. Just this morning about Michael Vaughn. Of course, people are losing their minds. They're like, why can't they just go ahead and arrest them and all this stuff? Because they want the big M. They want the Oscar. Okay? They want that. They don't want someone to go away for 20 years and get out in 16 for kidnapping. They want murder. Oh, they want me for murder. My attorney said they can't do that. Bullshit. Bullshit. Look where you're sitting now. Leilani.
They're shooing for anything else. And he has his own theory.
Yeah, I mean, it's all theories. It's all, in my opinion, allegedly, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, all this, everything's theories right now.
Oh, shut up. Listen to Billy. This is her grandbaby. She goes, everything right now is all theories and blah, 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 blah. You know how sick that makes me to my stomach? It's all theories and blah, 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 blah. Hell is wrong with these people. You're talking about a baby boy that got clubbed, was throwing up in his pack and play. His so-called egg donor, that's all she did, scooped him up, drove around, gave a Slurpee to their drug dealer, went and got a couple of tall boys, and then put him in the dumpster.
Have literally put no evidence up to back it up. You know what I mean? So it's just okay. But he said nothing's set in stone either. He's just saying that if I get false statements, that since I've been here for 2 years, they'll probably give that as time served, and then whatever else sentences, I could probably get that on probation.
What do you have, like 14 charges of false statements?
Yeah. No, he said all those could get dropped down to condensed pretty much into one, because, I mean, any tiny little thing that was...
There are 60 seconds remaining.
That was even slightly...
I don't know if you can call me back. I'm not done talking, damn it.
I'll try to call tomorrow, but I need to be able to take a shower and stuff. I got back here and called you. I need to talk to you.
Hey, when you do your hair tonight, take a T-shirt and wrap your hair. As soon as you get out of the shower, take your T-shirt and wrap your hair and let it dry wrapped.
Like you want me to coil it around my T-shirt?
Yes, and let it dry wrapped. Keep it wrapped. And the reason I say that.
Beauty tips from Billy. Y'all like that? Beauty tips from Billy. When you get out of your county shower, take your shirt and wrap it around your head. Oh, you want me to coil it? Oh, so it's all nice and fluffy for the jury. And they're going to look at your fat ass and watch you eat your Pop-Tart next to your public defenders and say, oh, she couldn't have done this. No. I want you to wrap that around your head. Why didn't she talk to her about her rug usage? Finishing high school. Getting a job. Not knocking her kids around to the point where the state intervened and said, hey, Billy, you're taking the kids now. Insane. Do your hair.
That is because it'll take down something.
There are 15 seconds remaining.
The frizziness in this?
Yeah. So that's okay.
Yeah, I will try. I love you.
I love you too.
Right.
I do.
I love you too.
Don't forget. Are they not precious? Thank you, phone calls from prison, for doing that. You guys have time for another one? This is where Leilani is talking to her new boyfriend. Her new boyfriend. All right. Walking Dead said yes. Walking Dead, are you new here? I think we have a new person in chat. If you're new here, put a 1 up. Yes.
When I went to state prison from the county my first time, it was like, wow. You feel, but then it closes in on you eventually. But you just got to get, like you said, you got to get into shit, like stop programs, like do whatever you can to keep busy while they're working on your appeal.
Yeah, see, I tried to do stuff here to stay busy, so I ended up reading a whole bunch of books because being in PC, I couldn't take all of these little programs they have.
Yeah, right.
So I was really proud of myself when I was back here by myself and I managed to get my GED without going to class. I was like, oh, if I can do that without going to class.
You got your GED there?
Yeah, I got it here.
Holy shit, that's crazy. Really?
Yeah, I got it here. Right here in the same cell that I'm in now. I wasn't able to go to class, so they just brought me material and said, study that. And then I took the test.
I want you to listen to her voice, the inflection in her voice and everything. Again, this is from phone calls from prison. They have a lot of great stuff on there, but she has a different demeanor when she's talking to the pogo stick as opposed to her mom. See, with her mom, she's trying to act all kind of down in the dumps until they brought up frizzy hair. So with this dude, yeah, I was so proud of myself. I got my GED from my jail cell. Oh, that's crazy. She's flirty. Okay? Because she needs the beefaroni. Look at that. We got a new person here. Sophia, she said, hi, everyone. I'm new here. Thank you for the super sticker. Looks like we have another new person. Good morning. Maybe told the woman to talk to the other woman behind bars, see if she get her to talk. She did a lot of talking, my friends. She did a lot of talking. I love this. Mallory Parker, hey, I'm new here. Tell you what, we have a lot of rounds of applause. Stick around. Stick around. We're live every day at 9 a.m. Sometimes you might get woke up at 4:30 in the morning like today.
Yes, and I think it was June of 2022.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, I got my GED. I was very proud of that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, that's impressive, man. That is really.
And then they took pictures of me. They had me dressed out in a gown and cap and all that stuff.
Really?
And, yeah, they did. And then I didn't think about it, and I should have told them not to post it on the website, but they sure enough posted it on the website, and the media got a hold of it, and then, yeah.
So what? Like, that's good. What can they say about that? What bad can they say about a girl getting her GED? Like,
Exactly. I mean, it is good, but at the same time, I did not want to be in the news.
Yeah, it's too late for that, girl. Yeah. I was actually, when I went home last night, I was laying down, and I usually watch like YouTube and shit, and I'm like, let me Google me some Leilani. And I was watching like different clips and shit. A lot of those interviews with the police, you can't even understand the shit. Like, you literally can't even understand it.
What the hell is this dude's damage? My goodness. I had to lay down, get my towel and my lotion, and watch me lay in bed and watch me some Leilani. She's like, hee hee hee, hee hee hee, hee hee hee. He's an RSO. The hell is wrong with him? And he's bragging on her getting her GED. Hey, no offense to anyone that has a GED, but remember, she got it from her jail cell as she was being contained, waiting on trial. And she's like, oh, I didn't really want to take the picture, but they put me in a cap and gown, and then they put me on the news. Look at her. She's smiling. Look at her on the screen. She's smiling like a pig in shit. She's happy. I was so proud of myself. Then you have Billy saying, I'm so glad she's finally getting her life together. She's in jail for murder. Lots of people get GEDs. There's nothing wrong with that. She also said she wants to get a law degree. Those toenails, man. I've seen elephants with shorter ones.
Like, yeah, I can't make out. Some of the words I can make out, but mostly you can't. What were you going to say?
Well, I said, yeah, because, like, when I was in there, and I mean, like I said, I was sitting there firsthand, and I was doing in the videos, but some of the times when I leaned over to my attorneys, I said, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
I didn't understand what I was saying. I was so emotional that my words were just, like, blending together.
Yeah, you were a fucking wreck. You should have been. You know, anybody would have been.
Yeah. Did you hear all those comments about she did not react? I was like, I didn't react the way. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what people were on. People were on that you just like you just had like a deadpan face. Like you didn't, when they gave the guilty verdict, you were like, you didn't even flinch. I was like, wow, that's nuts. But that doesn't mean that you don't care. To me, it doesn't.
No.
But people hump that shit.
I didn't flinch because For 2 years, I prepared myself for this possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I did hold myself together for the most part, but towards the end of all of that, like the end of the verdicts being read out and everything, I did break down.
Yeah, you did. I saw you. They had the camera right on your face.
I know, it was right in front of me, but I was trying to.
Okay. This dude, instead of watching Seinfeld or Friends reruns or Crime Lines and Lies, he goes, I got to turn on some Leilani. Are you serious? I got to turn on some Leilani. Yeah, I was so proud of myself getting my GED in the jail cell. There's a lot of different reasons that people get a GED. I'm not fretting anybody on that. However, Quentin will never have a diploma. Leilani's in jail, prison, because she murdered her little boy, a beautiful little boy. I just turned on the TV to see me some Leilani. Oh my gosh, this guy is probably older than me. I'm 49 years old. He's probably got Vaseline all over his hairy belly and chest. He's got some Vaseline intensive care lotion next to it. And he just can't wait until he can get a hold of his new boo, Leilani. I'm telling you, these people are sick and they walk amongst us.
To hold it together. My attorneys and everybody was just like, don't react. So I did my best not to react. But I slipped up. I slipped up every now and then throughout that trial and was just had to wipe away tears or look away or something like that. It was just like, oh.
Of course, but that's stuff on the. But your judge seems cool too. She seems like a cool, like she's fair, like no.
Yeah, no, she is. She's fairly new. She's been, I think, appointed a superior judge for. Maybe she was appointed like a few months before I got arrested.
Oh, so this is
I'm her biggest case.
Yeah, this is a big case for her.
Yeah.
So the 21st, when is that? That's next week, dude.
Yeah, it's next week on Thursday.
Yeah, it is a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, I got 9 family members that are gonna be there to do character witnesses.
I've got family members coming in to be character witnesses. What about Quentin? We didn't hear anybody advocate for Quentin. I would have had a lot of respect for her family if they would have gone up there and been like, Leilani, we tried everything we could do for you. We tried everything. We tried to get you to go back to school. We tried to get you quit stealing from the Love's truck stop. We tried to get you to quit stealing change to buy drugs. We tried. We tried to talk you in to getting your damn tubes tied or taking the pill. But instead they got up there and they're just like, I didn't take care of your emotional needs. The only one that made any sense was her brother Paul. That said, hope you do good in there. Of course, he's still mad that the FBI didn't buy his pizza. Nobody has tried to make her accountable. And with her mindset, even prison won't. Because thanks to our friends at Phone Calls from Prison, we're going to hear more of these. So buckle up. And this guy, who, if it's the same one I'm thinking of, I'm not saying his name, they mentioned him when they were doing the sentencing. He is a RSO from New Jersey. That means registered sex offender.
Well, that's good.
Well, they're not all
That's
family.
good.
Some are friends. So actually,
You're not going to be.
some are people I haven't talked to in years. Some of these people are just coming out the woodworks with like, I'll speak for her.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And it's unfortunate, but you really can't even say anything because you just like
There's no point.
You're maintaining your innocence. So, huh?
Yeah, there's no point in me speaking up. It's like
No, you can't. You can't. You really can't. You're in a catch-22.
Yeah, they said that I'll have the opportunity to testify at trial if I want. I mean, the sentencing if I want
Sentencing, yeah.
And I was just like, what's the point in it?
Right.
There's the same thing that's the same thought process I had during trial. If I got up there and I spoke, these people would have just looked at me like I had 3 heads. There's no point in it. Right.
No, I know. I bet.
Leilani, she goes, these people are looking at me like I have 3 heads. We all know your life. You've probably had 3 heads in your mouth at one time. You've got to be kidding me. They're looking at you that way because they have a stack of evidence as to what you did to your baby boy. Okay? They do. By the way, if you are not a member, please consider being one. We have a huge members live coming up on Friday. I've absolutely had it with this woman. At some point, you want to say, just go away. But she just keeps coming back. I put the link in if anybody wants to become a member. You won't regret it. V. Oakley said 1 in each for sure. Oh yeah. You don't swap ass for drugs if all you're doing is giving the tail, okay? You got to do something real good.
Been there before. I told you I went to trial before. Nothing like this, but it was just it was a much smaller case. But I've been there.
And I wasn't doing the DA's job for him. I just wasn't doing it.
Yeah. Well, so anyways.
Yeah.
What do you need while you're there the next week? Nothing?
No, I got what I need for my last week here. That's why I tell everyone if they want to, even my mom, I told her not to send me nothing. So like when I get up the road though, oh yeah, I'm gonna need help getting started off. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna need clothes like sweatsuits and shit like that, and like sneakers. So it's gonna be a whole different world for you. You're gonna be like, wow.
See, one of the officers here, she recently became a sergeant, and I've known her since I got here, and she used to work at the Pulaski unit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was like, well, give me the rundown because this is new. The only thing I've ever been involved in when it comes to prison was when I was approved to visit my brother.
Yeah. Right.
She gave me the rundown or whatever, and she's like, well, you won't have to wear that all the time, so you get sweats, and I was like, do I have to get tube socks? I really hate tube socks.
Cut them.
Listen to him. I really don't like tube socks. But I don't have to wear this because I'm in county right now. This dude, he loaded up her books. She's already figuring it out. So she's flirting, okay? Somebody around there is going to find a way for her to, take a nudie shot to send to the dude. Okay, she is. They will. They'll figure it out. And he's going to be like, oh, baby, I'm so glad you called. Now I'll put some more money. I put some more money on your card so you can call me anytime. Oh, even my mom. I'm like, come on. I can wear sweats, but I don't like tube socks. Well, my goodness. Don't we have a lot of demands for the Hilton state of Georgia? Do we not? We know what tube she likes. Oh, we know. She likes that tube steak. She likes the tube steak.
Don't make
She
it
said,
nice.
she said, no, I can have ankle socks and stuff like that. I said, well, I know I'm going to be spending all my money when I get there.
Well, you'll see when you get there. And you don't know what they use to communicate. You don't know if it's global Tellink or Securus or whatever.
No,
You have no idea.
I have no idea. I know that what they use.
Wait,
here.
the Polanski unit?
It's the Pulaski unit. It's the one that's
Hold on a second.
around Macon.
I mean, don't hold on, but I'm Googling something. Hold on.
No, I got you.
Georgia. G-E-R-G-A. Let's see here. Polanski State. Oh, it's Polanski State Prison.
Mhm.
Adult females. Oh, it's fairly new. They just built it in '94. That's crazy. I mean, that's old to you, but.
Oh, that's not that old. It's only 5 years older than me.
What year were you born?
99.
99. She's a young pup. Okay, Poppy Red Mustang said, Brooks, she's close to me. Want me to take her a care package? Oh, damn. Well, should we have Poppy Red Mustang take her a care package? What would we send? Okay, what would we put in it? Obviously not a cake with a nail file. I would say a big old thing of stinky tube socks.
Holy shit, girl. Jesus.
I barely made it to being the last of the 90s babies. All the books
Guess
except
so.
for the one. Yes, ma'am. Hold on a second. The one you see at the bottom on the floor where the top is open, that's the only one I'm reading. The only
There
one
are
that I'm reading.
60 seconds remaining.
I got
Contact.
a minute left on the phone, and then I'll be able to get the book card.
All right. I was just looking this shit up now, but when are you gonna call me back? Like a couple days, tomorrow? What's up? Oh, it's Securus. It is Securus.
Ooh, there you go. That's glad to know that. I can tell Mom to go ahead and get that stuff downloaded too. I can call back whenever. So I mean, if you want me to call back tomorrow, I'll call back tomorrow.
You can call back whenever your little heart desires.
I can.
Woo! Woo! Valentine's Day in the jail. You can call back anytime your little happy ass likes. She goes, hee 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 hee. Seriously? I've got a gift for her. I'd start digging a bunch of stuff out of a dumpster and I'd sit it right in front of her and I'd say, smell that for the next month and I'll be back. Because that's what you did to your son.
So I could tell you Northern, but we got two very different accents.
Yeah, I know. Can you call back now?
After I pick the book card,
There are
book card, I can call
15
back.
seconds remaining.
Well, go ahead.
All right, I'll
Go
call
ahead.
back in. All right.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Did you get your books?
I did. I got me some four books. I'll probably be done with by what's today? I'll probably be done with them by Sunday or Monday.
You said I did.
I did. I read
I
all
did.
the time.
You
What kind of work
definitely
do you
have that accent, though.
do? I really?
Hold on, you're gonna switch over to my speakers in my truck.
Okay.
Hold on. If it hangs up, call me.
All right.
Hello?
And I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Where are you from? Like, where are you? Are you from anywhere near Atlanta?
Savannah is about 2.5.
Are you from
3 hours.
Savannah?
Yeah. Savannah's like 2.5, 3 hours from Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So you never experienced the cold weather then, or the snow, or none of that?
See, I've only experienced snow, like actual snow, like one time, and that was like, I don't know, 2018 or 2019, when it snowed here in Georgia for like a week.
Oh.
Yeah,
How long have you? Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember.
it was
Yeah?
like It was like I don't know. I think we got like a foot of snow, not even a foot of
Yeah.
snow. That was it.
Yes, I remember that. That was wild, right?
It was. I was like, I've lived here my whole life, and I've never seen. I mean,
So-
I've seen frost, but I've never seen
So
snow.
that's like in November, me seeing a 70-degree day. That's the same difference.
Yeah, it's like a phenomenon. I guess you could say it's unusual.
Yeah, like I'm freezing right now, and it's probably how hot is it there right now?
I think my mom said.
But you don't.
No, but when I speak to mom, she kind of tells me about what's going on and how's the day.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. She said that it was like in the high 70s, so it feels good outside.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not sweltering.
Mm-mm.
So you haven't seen the.
She doesn't know if it feels good outside or not. Get real. Oh, yeah, mom told me it's in the 70s. No. The most, recreation she gets might be 10 minutes a day, and she's cuffed and shackled. This is crazy. Tiptoe said, I live an hour away from where all this happened, and I'm sure it affected you deeply. Because when things like this, which are unheard of to be in my mind, happen in your own community, you sit back and you go, what? And my thing is, how the hell did she make a boyfriend in jail? Look, we got to have standards. Men and women. You got to have some kind of standard. All right?
You haven't been outside, like only the court, huh?
No, the only time I've been outside is when I get transported to the courthouse.
They don't give you outdoor rec in Georgia?
They do have it, but with people in medical don't get it, and that's where they house me at, because I guess they just don't have anywhere for a high-profile PC. So they put me here. I don't get rec.
Wow.
Actually, so I wrote the sheriff at the beginning of. When did I write the sheriff? It was January last year? The beginning of this year? Yeah, I wrote at the beginning of this year, and I managed to get people in medical who are in PC. Right.
Yeah.
But the right time here, where they take us at to have it once a week.
What is it?
I wrote him to see if we could get rec time and like TV time.
Oh, rec time, yeah.
Yeah, and TV time.
Yeah, you need to get your rec. Yeah, right?
Yeah, but what he gave us, he compromised. He said, well, I can give it to you once a week for like 2 hours. I was like, okay. Well,
yeah, that's cool.
That's better than nothing. But let me
rephrase. Okay, hang on. Let me look at this real quick. Passion Flower. So he knows what she did. I wonder if he's writing a book. I wonder if Billy's writing a book. Okay, so our girl, Leilani, so she's talking to a him, and she's talking about recreation, and she says he could give it to me for 2 hours a day. Now, in Leilani's mind, that doesn't mean sitting outside reading a book. Let's listen to that again, because we know what she's all about.
Right.
Wow.
Actually, so I wrote the sheriff at the beginning of. When did I write the sheriff? It was January last year? The beginning of this year? Yeah, I wrote at the beginning of this year, and I managed to get people in medical who are in PC. Right.
Yeah.
But the right time here, where they take us at to have it once a week.
What is it?
I wrote him to see if we could get rec time and like TV time.
Oh, rec time, yeah.
Yeah, and TV time.
Yeah, you need to get your rec. Yeah, right?
Yeah, but what he gave us, he compromised. He said, well, I can give it to you once a week for like 2 hours. I was like, okay. Well,
yeah, that's cool.
That's better than.
I can give it to you once a week for like 2 hours. That is jail talk. Okay? That is jail talk. These things are not done through letters. It's someone that scans the bars and says, all right, come outside for a little bit. You're under lock and key right now. You're going to have people out there watching you. But for her to say, oh, he said he could give it to me once a week for 2 hours. Let me tell you, Sloop, I don't get that on my birthday. I don't get that on our anniversary. Oh, he can give it to me for 2 hours once a week. The hell's he taking?
Than nothing. But let me tell you, the rec area they take us to is literally a concrete box.
Ah, really?
Yeah, concrete ceiling, concrete walls. The windows are
Man.
the windows are so high up I couldn't reach it if I.
That was his fucking compromise.
Yeah, so it's not even being outside. It's just an area with a hoop and a ball.
Oh, yeah. Damn, man. You're almost there, though. You're almost there. I wish you went home, but, I mean, you're going to a better place.
Yeah, I tell people that when they come here. They're like, I can't believe I'm here. I don't want to go up the road. I'm like, let me tell you something. I said, whether you go up the road or you go home, you're doing better than you're doing here.
Your friend that's there with you, she's going to be sad when you leave, bro.
She is going to be sad when I leave. She's already like, I'm going to miss you.
Of course she is.
It's been
Hold on one second. I got to order.
Okay.
I'm at the donut place. Hold on.
You're good.
Of course.
Youngkin, what can I get for you?
Can I have an extra large hot with caramel and cream?
Extra large cream and caramel. Anything else?
A sourdough sandwich.
Sourdough breakfast sandwich?
Yeah. That's all.
Her roommate's going to miss her for another reason, my friends, and not because she's getting any sort of spiritual guidance from Leilani. Okay? If you go back to the show we did on Monday about Candace and Kathy, you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right? Now, he's ordering all these donuts with extra cream and stuff. Oh, yeah. And the best Leilani's going to get that day is some cold water with ramen noodles, and she's going to do the best she can to stir the seasoning into it. They get that stuff for like 9 cents a packet in the jail. Mm-hmm.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so
All right, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
you're
so
good.
sorry.
You're good. That sounded good, but you're good. You're better. Like, my mom, she'll be on a video visit with me, and she'll be sitting there eating, like, fried chicken or something. And I'm like, Mom.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, Mom, seriously? She said, you want some? I'm like, you know what?
So when's the next time you can do a video? I don't have to get cleared or anything for that. I can't do that out here with my friends. They don't even let me go on video with them.
No, see, here, if you get approved for the messaging and stuff like that.
And my mom's doing video chat with me, and she's eating fried chicken. And I'm like, come on, Mom. Come on, Mom. Well, your mom's also the one that was taking a phone call to yell at her Mary Kay representative instead of talking to you. Leilani, Lazy, when are you going to get it? When is the elevator going to go to the top? When is your combo meal going to have the pop with it? When? Wake up, girl. Your mom is FaceTiming you and she's like eating fried chicken. She probably got the grease and everything coming down her chin as she's jawing, getting over that last snort she had. Mom, why are you doing that to me? Oh, you want some? This is not a joke, Billy. This is your grandson who was red-rummed by your daughter. Karma Libra. She said, "Oh my God, I used to sell Mary Kay. Never got the pink caddy." I know, I did too. I did too back in the 90s. I was really close to getting the red Sunbird. Oh no, the red Grand Prix. Yep. I had like 5 people under me, but they were real lazy bitches. They just weren't peddling that shit the way I asked them to.
You're approved for the video.
What?
Mhm.
It's crazy. Really?
Yeah, just like this might blow your mind too. When
Thank you.
I was 18 and I got approved for visiting my brother in prison, I wasn't just approved to visit him in that prison. I could visit anybody in any prison in the state of Georgia.
So you're telling me all that information I put in? Thank you. Did you give me you gave me my card back, right? So you're telling me that all that information that I had to do when I first messaged you, I had to give him my license number. I had to take a picture of I think I had to take a picture of yeah, I did. I had to show him my license, right?
Mhm.
And then I had to give him my social. I had to tell him everything. Like I was trying to visit you. So you're telling me that if they cleared me to message you, so they can make people not message you. Like if you have a record out there, you can't message people.
So I don't know what the requirements or, the disqualifications are, but anybody who's tried to message me or anything they've all been approved. My mom, and you probably heard this on Court TV too. They said that she has a record as long as the Mississippi River. She does. They weren't lying. It is long. There's drugs. There's
But she can still get in.
She can still visit me, and she was even approved for the in-person visitation at the prisons.
That's cool.
Well, she's got access to a lot. When your family is being profiled on Court TV, that's not the Thanksgiving you want to go to, okay? That's not where you want to go. You probably saw this on Court TV, but yeah, my mom, drugs and all this stuff, but she could still get in. Holy shit, slow clap. That is great. And she's still flirting. It's true. It's true. I'm like, what? So let's just say Billy did clean her act up. Okay, let's just say she did. Billy's doing great. Billy's on the up and up. One thing is missing from that. Because, there's a lot of people who they're like, look, I did everything with my kid I could do. They didn't walk the straight and narrow like I wanted. Billy did have one job that was given to her by the state of Georgia, and that was to keep her daughter, Leilani, away from the grandkids. That was it. That was it. Hell, her and Tommy had an RV. They could have parked it at the damn Loves, plugged it in and said, you two losers stay down here. I'm going to make sure the kids are fine right here. I'll see you on Sunday after church. We got fried chicken. That's it. I'm not saying it's convenient, but it's the safest for the kids. And Billy has got some nerve suing CPS when she's the one that went against everything they said to do.
Like I said, she has stuff, I don't know all of her charges, but I know a good bit of them. A lot of it has to do with drugs.
You know what I'm surprised about?
What's that?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're fine.
They're putting all these prisoners. They got this channel called Phone Calls from Prison on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting all the high profile cases they're putting on they're doing FOIA requests, getting all the phone calls, all the messages, and they're putting them on, putting people on blast. But it's mostly in Florida. I don't know if Georgia would release them, but
what idiots. This is from phone calls from prison. Yeah, it is. They do great work. Before we go forward, everyone, there's 254 people in here right now. Everyone, please hit that like. Come on. Take a minute. YouTube likes it. It helps old Brooks with the algorithm. There's a thing called phone calls from prison. Probably because his nasty ass was on there one time. I could see Mitch and the gang doing that. Did everyone hit the like? Put a 1 in if you did. Look at Michelle. Thank you. Thank you.
If they do, we're fucked, I guess. Well, not really you. I mean, I'm not fucked, but whatever. They'll blast it. They'll put it on.
Georgia is particular. Some laws are.
Yeah.
Okay, so Florida, their laws are very lenient. I mean, they have
Yes.
shroom shops.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
Shroom
Does
shops,
Georgia
their
got the
water
death?
shops.
Oh, you know what I wanted to tell you?
What's that?
There's another girl right now on trial for murder of her kid, of her son, I think. Her name is Chloe. Hold on, I'll look it up.
I'll help you, Boudreaux. Her name is Chloe Driver, and now Leilani and Chloe are in the same jail. They're in the same jail. Maybe those two can meet up. Yeah, maybe Leilani and Chloe Driver can sit together and talk about what they should have done different to get away with it. Come on. He's got all the info. She's like, oh.
CHLOE.
I know Florida's very particular with their laws. They're very lenient. Georgia is a little bit more stern.
Her name is Chloe Driver, and she's a cult. They're saying she was with a cult, and yeah, they're saying she killed her baby. She's literally on trial like you were right now. Like if I press on.
Is it in Georgia?
Yeah, it's Georgia, but I don't know what fucking county it is. Hold on. I don't want to press on anything and then lose you.
You freaking idiots. Yes, it's in Georgia. She was going through her preliminary, and they're in the same prison together now. In the same. Goodness. And her calls are out too. She's insane. She's insane. But he's like, there's this thing called phone calls from prison. No shit. I almost wonder if the dude talking to her is not somebody from this channel, but I'm not going to say it is because they're a little too comfy for each other. Actually, it can't be because the agent from the GBI, I apologize, phone calls from prison, because the agent from the GBI said that she had been communicating with an RSO. I believe he's from New Jersey. He has a very thick Boston accent to me. No offense to Boston at all. But he's given her all kinds of details as he's ordering extra cream in his donut breakfast.
You're fine. If it was in Chatham County, I would have met the girl. She would have been back here with us.
It's not Chatham County. It's like some. Hold on, I'm gonna press on. Still there?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Still there?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Chloe Driver knew what she was doing and planned to kill her 13-month-old baby because she wanted more attention from her co-leader boyfriend. The defense says that she was insane at the time, but they're not saying they're not saying where it is. I know it's Georgia.
That is crazy.
But it's definitely not Chatham.
No, if it was, she would have been back here with me, like, right now.
Yeah.
Fuck, is this a sorority? That's crazy. She's from Georgia too? And she killed her baby too? That's crazy. Well, if she's in Chatham County, I would have already met her. Oh, my goodness. Well, I've got to talk to her. What, they think they're in Delta Gamma Killer? Insane.
That's crazy. People are insane.
That's crazy.
Exactly your age.
My
Young. She's probably your age. Yeah, she looks about your age. Yeah.
Oh my
But
God, hold on.
so
I think
you
I
might
heard
run
my
into
name
her.
wrong. Yeah, if she gets sentenced, which she probably will.
Yeah, she's gonna come to that jail with you, where you're going, that prison.
Yeah, it's like the Polanski unit is what they call the female intake unit. Every female in Georgia.
Oh, so you're not gonna stay there?
No, I'll probably. Okay, so I can stay there. It depends. It depends on the administration there, but they say most people do stay there as long as they're doing well. And if they're not doing well, they get transferred to the Atlanta state prison.
Oh, so you'd have to like get in trouble and shit to get shipped out of there?
Either you have to not be doing well or struggling, or request to be moved. And normally, if you request it, they normally do it. At least that's what I was told by the counselor.
So you're gonna try to stay there?
I am. It's closer to my family. I'm gonna try to stay there.
So tell your mom to start looking at the Securus app. It's Securus. Can you see our old messages?
I can see what you have messaged me. I can't see what I respond to.
So
And by the way, that last message last night had me rolling.
what did I say?
You know what you said.
Oh, my age?
No, the last part had me rolling.
Oh, I said lock into that.
Nah, yeah, you were like, I could fuck you like any guy your age. I was like, oh my God, I started rolling.
I got you with that one, huh?
Yeah, I was so caught off guard. I had to read it twice. I said, wait a minute. Oh.
No, for real. I'm 49 years old, but I don't, sometimes my body feels like it, but when I tell people that, like when the only people are like, no, you're not. I mean,
well,
I feel it mentally, but I don't feel it in my body.
My brother has been in prison since, I think it was 2010 when he got arrested. It was 2012 when he got sentenced. And he was charged.
What did he get arrested for?
Murder.
Jesus.
He was 16.
Really?
Yeah, he was 16. It was accidental. You can probably search it up. I'll give you his name later on. But he was 16.
There are 60 seconds remaining.
What the man?
I know. He was 16, and by
trying to talk to you.
I know. By the time he was 17, he got sentenced. They charged him as an adult. Since he testified against the other people, he got I think it was life, served 22, and then the rest of his life would be on parole. So he gets out in 2032. But what I'm getting at is that since he was in prison for so long, they say prison preserves you. This man is about to be 31, and he looks like he's 20.
Yep.
I'm just like, bro.
How much are these calls?
$3.60.
Want to call me back?
There are 15 seconds remaining.
I can call you tomorrow. I still got to take a shower.
Go take a shower. Call me tomorrow.
And wrap her head in a t-shirt so her hair's all fluffy. Holy shit. You know, some people spend their entire life trying to find the right one. Okay? They do. And she's all hooked up from behind bars. This actually is common. Okay? If you've ever seen this show, Love After Lockup, look at this.
She wrote me. She said the phones are back on. My dude said he is in the hole. I'll ask him tomorrow what he's in for. I'm so mad. I just need to know the reason. And I'm not going to feel content until I know.
So what do you think he did? Like,
I don't know. I don't know anything. Like, you know, now it's like making me think like, how are you getting all this money? My relationship with Donnie is very unique because I'm incarcerated.
And how is he getting all that money? That's a good question. Oh, I'll call you tomorrow because I got to take a shower. I got to stand in line for the shower. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. She's living the same life behind bars that she had when she was free. Okay? Still scamming. Still flirting. She just has a little more opportunity now on the government dime.
People are like asking for you to like, hey, send me money, give me money, I need money. But he's not like that. Donnie actually was the one to pay for my move. It cost $1,745. He also gave me the money for gas and snacks or whatever we needed on the way, which is almost like $1,600. Now that I think about it, sounds very sus.
You think? You think? Well, I think the police chief said it well, and this man got all kinds of hell thrown at him, and I mean all kinds. When people were furious that he wouldn't just go ahead and arrest Leilani. Well, he could have, but he didn't want to start the clock without the evidence that the DA needed.
And we believe that this was the right move today to be able to do that. She doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving, quite frankly, if I can go off script a little bit. Quentin deserves that.
Listen to it again. This is when they finally locked her up, and he was like, she doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving. Quentin deserved that. Someone in this case has affected this law enforcement agency greatly. We actually sent pizza, donuts to them after the guilty plea. Listen to him again.
And we believe that this was the right move today to be able to do that. She doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving, quite frankly, if I can go off script a little bit. Quentin deserves that.
Quentin deserves that. Yep. Quentin deserved all the things. He deserved to go to preschool, kindergarten, ride the school bus, go on field trips, have his first kiss, go to prom, graduate high school. That is not right, said Brooks. You're just mad that Leilani Simpson, sideman, ain't willing to put no cream in your coffee. Fuck my life. I never thought of it that way, but thank you. That is not right. Never thought about it. That's actually really funny. But yeah, she's got a new boo. She's behind bars and she's doing great. She's doing great. She got her GED. She's got all kinds of things going on. So we had 2 shows today, letting you all know that we probably are going to have 2 tomorrow. I do not know the times except for 9 a.m. So is everybody, whether you're in the bushes or you're listening live and you're in chat, is everyone subscribed? Is everyone got the reminders on? Because I don't know what's going on. A lot of people say I didn't get my reminder. Tiptoe said he did a great job on how he handled it. Anna Orlando, does Billy have the other babies? No, she does not. Little Miss South said, what time zone are you in? Central. I'm in Oklahoma. You're in Louisiana. That's my husband's favorite state, by the way. If it was up to him, we would live in Louisiana. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for being here. If you missed the show from this morning, please go back. We also have a playlist on Quentin Simon. We have a playlist on many cases. Many cases. I just appreciate you all so much for being here and never giving up on these babies and being here for the right reason. That's all I can say for now. But I got a lot of stuff to say tomorrow. And I love you to pieces. Thank you, Mod Squad. Thank you, members, long-term members, new people here. Stick around. You'll get used to us.